I think it's working. Yes, it's working. Hey guys, Big John here, Anchorage, Alaska. Welcome to my kitchen. And today, what I want to try to start off this live stream with is let's see if I can get this to work. I did previously try to do the air fryer egg hack. I screwed it up. I screwed it up miserably. I ruined all my eggs. And I ruined all my eggs because I set the air fryer up completely wrong. So I need to do this again the right way, because last time when I did this, I set my air fryer up for 360 degrees and I set it for 17 minutes. I wound up taking a whole bunch of these beautiful little eggs and I burned them on the inside of the egg, and it made it like this weird plasticky type leathery. Ew, it wasn't good. It was not good at all. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to try to get the temperature set to maybe, I don't know, I'm just fumbling with buttons here. There we go. I'm going to set my temperature for 260. And we're going to try that for 17 minutes and see if that works. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. Okay, come on. There we go. It's going to do the preheating cycle. And then hopefully we're going to be on and off with this whole shenanigan here of trying to get this to work. So once that's done, I'm going to put the eggs in. They're already ready to go. They're sitting on the counter, sitting in the rack. And hopefully this is going to work this time. And if it does work, I'm probably going to do it again. That way I can have awesome pickled eggs. Because if I can do this, figure this out without having to boil water and do the whole process of boiling the water and get the same result as far as what's going to happen inside the egg when it's in the air fryer, that's going to make my life a whole lot easier. Because normally when I boil it, I got to wait quite a while just to get the water to boil. I'm using natural gas, and then there's a whole process. Drop the eggs in the water, hope they don't crack. And so far, even when I did this the last time, I had one egg crack in the air fryer, but it didn't make a mess. That was kind of cool. I guess the membrane just held on, and it worked out just fine. So that was fantastic. But in the meantime, I'm waiting on that to get done, and then we can proceed from there. I tried to go to work earlier today. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. That truck that I went and checked on, it might not be done until after the holiday. So there's definitely no work going to be happening for me until after the holiday. And I was looking forward to working today if I could, because I just need to put some money back pretty quickly. Hello there, Vicky. Yeah, we're going to do a second attempt on the air fryer eggs this time, except we're going to turn the temperature down almost 100 degrees compared to what I did last time. We're going to set the temperature at 260 on the air fryer, and the time is going to be 17 minutes. Now, somebody else did a video about doing this, and that's basically what they did. And they came out with a pretty decent result at the end of their video, and this is what I'm trying to recreate here and see if I can do that. Casey Jones, yes, I've been eating meat. I just got done eating some leftover ribeye steak from last night. That was pretty good. I heated it up in the microwave for like a minute, and that was plenty. That was plenty. I got it all nice and hot. Ooh, guess what's happening? All right, let's try this out, guys. Let's see if it works. Okay, got my air fryer ready to go. It's obnoxiously loud, and we're gonna wobble these bad boys in here on the center rack and hope for the best this time. And off you go. And if I'm smart, I'm gonna get my tongs out and get those ready to go. See what I got here. Oh, here, no, those aren't the right ones. I want the rubber ones, because these work pretty good. The rubber ones do. Okay, so we're gonna get these out, get those on the counter and ready to go. Meanwhile, I should probably get some water because I get thirsty. My cup's over here, and at some point I got to go through this clipboard because I got a whole lot of stuff in my clipboard I got to sort through for when I start work. I did go to work the other day, and I almost had a problem with all the stuff that I have in my clipboard, because when I was moving it around in the truck, I almost dumped all of my stuff on the floor. That would have been a disaster. There's a ton of stuff in there, and it's all work related, driving record and resumes, cover letters, you name it. There's little bit of everything in there because I was looking for a job. I was looking for a job and hoping to go to work soon. So I did find a job. That's been a good part of my update. It's called Squirt. It's called Squirt. I guess it's a kid's toy. I'm not sure. But you put it on the table and it's like a weeble wobble. Whoa. The cats have been playing with this thing. They love this thing. Because I guess they can just touch it and it just kind of comes right back. It is kind of cool. It's kind of satisfying. It's like you knock it down. Like, I don't like you. And it comes right back. It doesn't come apart. Weird. It doesn't really do anything. It's just, happiest celebration on Earth. Walt Disney. Walt Disney toy. I guess that's what it says on the back. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like it. Whee! Oh, there we go. It does tricks. Ah. Neat. You just spin it around and drive the cats insane with that thing. Yeah, fun little kid toy. I mean, shoot, I'm having fun with it and I'm 50 years old. Nice. Who would have thought? You know, the simplest little things make kids smile. They even make a 50-year-old guy living in Alaska smile. Look how it just stands right up. I envy you. And how you just pop right up. Just right there it goes. Crazy. All right. So, okay, let's see what's going on with you guys today. Hello, sir. Hey there, Radhaya. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Putty Cat, I thought you were doing an egg fast. I was. I did do an egg fast up until Wednesday evening. I was solid on it for the first 3 days. Wednesday morning, I got on the scale. I didn't see any change at all in my weight. It just stayed, it was exactly the same, which is odd when I start an egg fast, because usually after the first 3 days, I've lost at least 2 to 3 pounds right off the bat. And I only weigh in the morning, so I never weigh in the afternoon, because any little bit of anything added into the body will dramatically change your weight for the day. So I wait until first thing in the morning. My body's had a chance to regulate whatever it's processed from the day before. And when you're doing an egg fast, it's just eggs. But still, you want to get your weight first thing in the morning, or else you go bonkers throughout the day. But I did weigh myself. I was at 305 again. I'm still at 305, even after eating a bunch of food. We had, Wednesday night, I ate a bunch of burger patties. I think I had 3 burger patties with cheese and some sauce, how I normally eat them. And then yesterday, my son was kind enough to go out and buy some ribeye steaks for us, because we're borrowing money right now for my son, because he's the only one that's got money, and he works at McDonald's. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about somebody that knows how to save money and works at McDonald's. So thank goodness for him. He's been helping us out. He lives over here in this room over here. He's a great little kid. Water causes way too much fluctuation. Well, that is a thing. Water is very heavy, and the whole process of like doing the carnivore diet and then doing a lot of fasting practices is it helps regulate water retention. So that's the main reason I do it in the first place, is to regulate water retention, and hopefully I don't have a problem. And so far, I've been able to fix my edema, my swollen ankles, my swollen feet, my legs, my knees, my back, my neck. I had a problem in my neck because I'm a truck driver and we have to like stoop down and look up hills and stuff. So I had a neck problem there, and that's pretty common for Alaskan haul road drivers too. That's one of the main injuries that a lot of drivers get. They'll get injuries in their neck. The other injury is carpal tunnel, because we tend to hold the steering wheel exactly the same when we're driving on snow and ice. So we have our hand like just locked in this particular position, and we'll leave it there, and we'll kind of lock in our wrist a little bit and just kind of control the truck with our fingertips. Because when you're driving on ice, you don't want to hold on with a desk grip, because any input at all could be too much. So we use our fingertips when driving up north and on slippery stuff. So yeah, hello there from Cloudy Kenai. What's going on? Yeah, it is cloudy here too. I see some blue sky out there. It was nice a little bit ago. They're calling for some rain today. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't looked into it. Yes, thank you, Matthew. Says Jesus loves you. I appreciate you there. Uh-oh, somebody got timed out already. What'd you do? water causes too much weight. You need to go weeks to get an accurate picture of what a diet is doing. Absolutely. I mean, if you really want to get a good focus on it, yeah, you got to focus on months. Although I've had a lot of great success throughout this weight loss journey, week to week to week. And then sometimes, of course, you go backwards for a little while. But your goal is to not go backwards more than 10 or 15 pounds. So if I just focus forward, even if I do gain back 10 or 15 pounds, I'm still going to get that off, and then I'm going to get some more off. And that's the main goal here, is just to continuously get down to my goal weight. And people have asked me this recently. My goal weight when I started this journey about a year ago was to get down to 235. So I'm not too far away. I mean, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer every week. You know, even the weeks that I'm kind of staying the same and I'm stuck on a plateau, I don't count that as a failure, because weight loss for a lot of people, especially morbidly obese people like me, and I've talked to a lot of them, and we all kind of have the same situation this time of year between winter, spring, and summer, is that a lot of us seem to hit a plateau right there. It's like, we're done. You know, we're not losing weight. You might gain about 5 or 10 pounds back. Not a big deal, because we just lost like, I don't know how many pounds, you know, throughout the winter. I mean, my first 100 pounds came off in 15 weeks, but I was 435. I was retaining a ton of water. And once I figured out how to get my kidneys to work correctly and everything else going, then all of a sudden the weight just started coming off. And I mean, it was magical. That's why I started sharing it on YouTube. I was like, wow, I figured out how to lose weight without doing any exercise, and it came off fast, and I didn't put in a lot of effort. How come I didn't know this before? Why aren't people sharing this and talking about, you know, the benefits of fasting and stuff like that? And there are people that are talking about it, but a lot of them that do discuss it, you know, they're doctors. People tend to ignore their doctors. I get it. I'm just an average guy that figured it out. And I didn't figure it out with the help of anybody. I just kind of came across it kind of accidentally, you know, when I was trying to figure out my own personal weight loss, how I could lose weight somewhat quickly, how I could keep it off. Didn't come immediately. How I can maintain weight loss came way after. So we're talking like 6-7 months into my weight loss journey, I figured out weight loss maintenance. And that's where the carnivore diet came in, because I was trying to maintain weight loss with the keto diet. Didn't work out as planned. I found a lot of brick walls, and are you okay? Aw, I don't think my pupper's feeling very good. She's kind of like, I hope you're all right, because that would suck if you're not doing okay and I'm doing a live stream. That would be horrible. Okay, let's pray for my dog, because she's not looking too hot. Now my cat's gonna come up here. But back to where we were is, yeah, I had in order to figure out weight loss maintenance, I had to get away from the ketogenic diet, because there was just so many conflicting ingredients that are involved in the keto diet. So I started doing a little bit of KetoVore. Now, KetoVore was better. It was a little bit better because you have a wider options. And if you're kind of already in line with keto type eating, you can kind of figure out a few things about yourself. Mainly is you can figure out, you know, what's doing what, but then it still got a little bit confusing. So I had to dial it back even further. And that's when the carnivore diet came in. Now the carnivore diet, I mean, if you do it really, really strict for, you know, 3 weeks, you're basically just eating meats and fats, and you stick to the same meats and fats for about 3 weeks is kind of where I went. So I was eating 80-20 hamburger patties, and I was just eating those. Sometimes I'd buy them frozen at the store. I found out it's cheaper, you know, to buy a big giant chub of meat, about 10 pounds of it. That's a whole lot cheaper. That made it under $5 per meal. So I could eat 4 hamburger patties at about a quarter pound of hamburger patties. Sometimes they were half-pound hamburger patties, and I would just eat those. And I just did that for like a solid week. And I put cheese on it and a little bit of sauce. I really haven't changed much there. Once in a while, I'd eat them without anything on them at all. But I usually wasn't happy about it, and I wasn't really satisfied. But I was still craving just the burger patties themselves. That's kind of why I went down that route. So, all right. Hey, hello. How are you doing there, Russ? What's going on there? You're vegan? Right on. I hope you're having better success than I did with a vegan diet, Amy Fisher. Yeah, I mean, it's vegan diets, to me, it's not the worst thing in the world, but guess what? There's so much science that goes into the vegan diet, especially when it comes to getting all the vitamins and nutrients that you're missing from meats. So that tends to be a problem. And I screwed up. Oh no, we're only halfway there. That's good. I need to get my sink ready for when those come out. So we're going to fill the sink up with cold water. That way when the eggs are done in the air fryer, I can just put them in the cold water. And I'll probably grab some ice out of here, because you want to kind of shock them. Nobody ever fills the ice trays. It's like I'm the only one in the house that fills the ice trays. So Dad's always in charge of that, I guess. That's okay though. I'm gonna get that ready. Okay. Now we're gonna fill the ice trays again like a responsible dad. So I do weird stuff like this all the time. I just randomly hit the button, start a live stream, and then we're off. Trying to figure out, what the heck I'm doing for the rest of the day. All right, I got the sink all full of water. I got to dip out of frame here and take the ice trays over to the freezer and put them away. Get on in there, you. Oh, you're not going to go in there. There we go. So thankfully I have some frozen burger patties left over. Hopefully those are going to get me through the rest of the week. And again, I'm going to eat, the burger patties, eggs. I got some leftover steak. I have some sardines left. My oysters are gone, so I need to go out and source some better oysters from one of the local stores. But I have to wait until I get a paycheck in order to do that. What in the world are you talking about there? Oh my goodness. We're gonna do this. See if that works. Oh wow, that cleared up a lot of space in the thread. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, you're vegan, Amy. Okay, and I like mommy milkers, whatever that means. That's ridiculous. But anyways, when I was doing the vegan diet, there was a lot of problems there. For one, B12, naturally occurring in animal products. Yeah, kind of hard to do that. So I kind of went vegetarian for a while. Still, there's a lot of problems with being a vegetarian because a lot of the vegetables are high on oxalates. And oxalates to me would give me kidney stones. Horrible situation. And then on top of that, it wasn't just the oxalates, all that extra fiber was making me severely constipated. So there's a lot of people like me out there that I've been finding that have a really slow GI tract. And since the GI tract's already slow, you don't want to be adding in extra fiber and then adding in more extra fiber, thinking that's the solution to the slow GI tract. So it's just counterproductive at that point. So other than that, how's everybody doing? How are you enjoying your Memorial Day weekend? If you're living here in the United States, if not, then I don't know if you have a holiday going on this weekend. But yeah, this is our Memorial Day weekend here in the U.S. So it's a 3-day weekend. A lot of people are out camping and fishing and biking and just trying to enjoy the weekend all together. Pretty slow on the comment section today. That's all right. So I got about 2 minutes left on the timer on the air fryer. And then we're going to pop these eggs out, put them in the water, and then we're going to let them soak there for a little bit. And then we're going to take them and try to peel them. And hopefully they're going to peel correctly this time, because I was really disappointed the last time we tried this. And I'm all like a bunch of chatterbox over here because I just had some steak and it was amazing. But I think after this live stream, I'm probably going to get out and try to find the family somewhere in town. I'm not sure where they took off to yet. My wife and kids took off. They might have went back down to the fishing hole, or they could have went over to the lake to try to do some fishing over there. Usually they don't go over there after 12 because the fish at that lake stop biting after 12. So yeah, we'll just see. But if you guys could just hit those 3 dots at the top, hit that like button. That does help us out with the stream. Down to 37 seconds. We're getting ready to take that out of the air fryer right now. Then we're going to put this in the ice bath. Fishing is great. I would love to go fishing right now, but I was supposed to be working, so that didn't work out too well. So this is what we got here. We got the Insta Vortex Plus air fryer. It's pretty freaking loud. Just in general, in this room, this is a pretty loud air fryer. Now the beeps that are coming are really loud too. I don't know, they're really obnoxiously loud for some reason. But okay, we're gonna open the door. Now we're gonna take these out and immediately put them in the water and pray that I didn't screw up this time, because I did 15 eggs the first time. I ruined 15 eggs. This is why we're trying this with only 3. Oh, I almost sounded like I was hitting puberty there for a second. And we're just gonna let those do their thing for a little bit. Then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna try to peel some real soon. Get that out there. I always have one of these. I got so many of these stacked up here on top of the fridge because we eat a bunch of eggs. That is all of my extra containers, and I've been throwing them away lately because I have too many. Yeah. Oh. So let's give those a few minutes and we can stare outside. That's what it looks like on my entryway. That's what I look at past the camera right there. I mean, it's pretty nice. And I built that entryway originally to be somewhat like a greenhouse. It never turned out working out like a greenhouse. It just is what it is. But it does keep a lot of the wind off our front door of this trailer home. Because I have an old front door over here, and it leaks down at the bottom there. So, yeah, we up here we call this kind of like an Arctic entry, but I never did seal up the top or any of that stuff. No, I don't drink kefir. Not at all. Nope. Not even a little bit. Don't mess with stuff. I don't drink alcohol. The only 2 drink options that I have that I want, that I like, is the water that comes out of the tap, because we live in Alaska and we have really good water, especially if you're on a well. The city water tastes like trash, just like any other city. I don't like it. I won't drink it. I'll just do without. If I had to use it in an emergency, it would be debatable. I'd probably try to find something else, or I'd take a walk somewhere else. But water and coffee, that's about the only 2 drinks that I have. Water and coffee. And this stuff tastes really good. It tastes nice and crisp. I mean, it's got all the right minerals in it. I've had it tested. It's good stuff. But let's see here. And we're gonna give those a little soak for a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna take them out. In the meantime, I kind of have to go through my thing here. Oh, I got a postcard today. This is kind of a homemade postcard, and I kind of love it. This was sent to me by one of the viewers. Let's see, which way is up? That way should be up. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. There we go, upwards. I was trying to figure out which way it was upwards, but I believe this is like a stained glass postcard that this person made. Oh, Carnivore Stork. Yes, I appreciate that, from Carnivore Stork. Let's see, dear Big John family, greetings from Minnesota. I assume you all are looking for postcards of the states and countries. Not in a spot to buy one, but hoping you all enjoy this picture of a Tiffany stained glass. Thanks for the vlogging videos and all the inspiration you give everyone. Looking forward to your wife going salmon fishing this fall. And Carnivore Stork, I just want to thank you for this. This is going to be added into our collection of postcards from around the world, around the country. And I have been trying to get viewers to send us postcards as often as possible. I was hoping to get a postcard from every state in the country, and hopefully one from every country by the end of the year. Although I do think that's going to be a bit more of a challenge. So this might be like a 2-year adventure trying to get postcards from everywhere. But I enjoy this. I thank you, Carnivore Stork, if you're ever in earshot of this video. And I'll probably have to talk about it in another video. I'll bring all my postcards out again at some point. But there's my driving record. Let's see, what else do I got? I need to separate that. That needs to be in here. Medical card. Yeah, it's really annoying that you got to pay money to go get your copy of your driving record. And really all they have to do is just press a button. And it's like we have to pay for this paper. And it's just paper, you know, telling people of any violations we might have. It's like, why do I have to spend so much money on just that? Oh, this is a bunch of stuff. Old court dates, a fine that I paid this year for doing something stupid. Oh, that's going to take a lot more time to go through than I thought. I have a bunch of old drug tests in here that don't need to be in there. So when you're a commercial truck driver, you are required to piss in a cup pretty much on demand, like almost every time they ask you to. Set that aside. And if you're a truck driver and ever get a ticket, save all the information for that, because some of these companies ask for particulars. They want to know how much you paid for a fine. They want to know where you paid the fine. They want to know the dates and everything. Let's see, that piece of paper can go in the trash. Very nice. And we're almost ready to go over there. Alaska court system. Yay. It's like they charge you $30 for something like this, but then they give you a book of useless information that you really don't need. I'm not sure what that is. We're going to save that one. Okay. This old drug test results. Those are important for what? Old medical exams. Don't need those. Don't need that. Actually, I'm going to take my time and go through these a little bit better. We're going to go grab those eggs, and we're going to try to get some peeled. I got a couple pages figured out in my clipboard. Because could you just imagine dropping your clipboard and then it just flies on the floor? And if your window's down, you wind up losing everything. Yeah, that would be my life. Like everything would just blow out the window. But the rest of this stuff I can just get rid of. Back to the eggs. That's the whole point of this live stream, was trying to get these eggs to work right. These have been soaking in there long enough now. We're going to pull them out. Get them set in this little container over here, and we're going to peel these things and see how they come out, because I was really hoping that this would work, because if this works, it's going to save me a ton of time, and I won't have to try so hard next time when I go to make, ta-da, more pickled eggs. So if that worked at 260 for 17 minutes, then I could put a bunch more eggs in there, and I could fill that up a whole lot quicker. So now we're going to start working on these and seeing if they peel worth a damn. See what happens. It feels really light. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of weight to these. Let's see. Do you always see the northern lights, aurora borealis? No, we don't, unfortunately. That's disappointing too, because whenever they're out, quite often here, especially in the Anchorage Bowl, is we got clouds. So it's really disappointing. It's like a lot of times we have a hard time just seeing the stars because of all the city lights. And then when the northern lights are out, like really booming bright in the sky, yeah, it's usually cloudy. So it's kind of disappointing. All right, somebody told me to roll these last time. Oh, rolling works. Wow, look at that. Huh. It kind of just came right off of there. Back up a little bit. Okay. Oh, okay. So far, so good. I like this. It didn't burn the inside because I turned the temperature way down. I'm curious to see what the yolk's going to look like. Oh, that peels off real nice. Okay. I'm not upset. I got a little membrane stuck right here. I'm trying to get that off. They're kind of squishy. Oh, I broke part of the white. That's okay because we're going to break into this one. Maybe I didn't let them soak in the water long enough because I get impatient. Especially when I'm doing live stream videos, I get impatient because I want to see how stuff works out. That peeled pretty decent. I mean, I broke a little bit of the white, but it peeled way better than what happened in previous videos that I've done. So we're going to bust this open, see what the yolk looks like. Okay, that is almost 100% cooked yolk in there. Okay. Got an eggshell. Now I think the only thing I could do a little different is reduce the cook time to one minute less. So maybe 16 minutes. Because I like this yolk to be a little bit more yellowy on the inside. Not really bright yellow, but not all the way cooked. So I'm going to try 16 minutes for when I get ready for making more pickled eggs. Okay. That worked out way better than I expected. Yes, I've tried duck eggs. My favorite are turkey eggs. Now, since I live in the city, I don't really have a good source to get turkey eggs. But yeah, I used to have a person out in Wasilla that used to supply me with turkey eggs. And she was a little old lady, and she had a bunch of turkeys. They were her son's turkeys, but her son didn't live there. So she was always out feeding the turkeys and complaining about how many eggs they produced. So, and I would go over there and she'd just give me the eggs and I'd use them. Now I had one of them, I only had one bad turkey egg. That was so bad. I mean, it was green, and as soon as it cracked open, you knew something was wrong. And yeah, that was a bad one. It stunk the whole house up. Wow, these are peeling just absolutely fantastic. This is good stuff here. Yeah. All right, whoever came up with this in the air fryer, you're kind of smart. And I like it. Now I'm pretty confident that I could actually make a short video about these and get it to work right, since I got them to work on a live stream. And that's always where I make mistakes. If I'm going to make mistakes, I'll do it on a live stream. And then I might make a short video about it later, about how well it works. Super cool. Okay, into the juice you go. Haha. There we are. All right, let's see here. Clean that up. Always nice to have a towel handy. So far, happy with this egg hack. I'm not disappointed. This is nice. Now we're going to roll it like I was told. I try to listen to people that give me advice because they usually give me pretty good advice. They're not like, go jump off a bridge or something. Because they don't like watching me screw up, even though I'm not worried about if I make a mistake. Let's see. Yeah. Nothing's changed in the comments. It's pretty slow. It's a holiday weekend, so I really don't expect too many people to be watching this weekend. Just like me, I should be out doing stuff. But I'm not. I'm in here. And I screwed this egg up, and that was my fault. It's not too bad. It's not horrible. I have a trash can right here, but I'm not peeling eggs on the floor. I like to drag my trash can close to the table. And this is where I do whatever I'm doing with eggs anyways, is I do it like right here. I know some people like peeling their eggs in the water. I don't think it matters much. Because if the membrane gets released from the egg white, then it really doesn't matter where you're at, if you're peeling them in the water or not. The water does help. I found out the water does help a little bit, especially when you got really bad problem eggs that just don't want to peel, because they might not have cooled off quite right. Okay, this is a winning situation here. This one's a little bit deformed. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it was cooked in the air fryer, but I'm just trying to get off a little piece of eggshell there. Okay. Yeah, it's got some funny little divots in it. Makes it kind of look like a Star Wars movie, Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, into, ta-da, there we go. I got 2 more into the pickle brine. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, that was a success. Now I can do a whole bunch more, and I think I can have some pretty good results there. Let's see. Do you live near Bill? Bill is about 70 or 80 miles up the road from me, so that's quite a drive. That's not close. But I know right about, I mean, we're Alaskans. We can tell where people are because, yeah, I know that neck of the woods there pretty well. And he also lives on my favorite side of Hatcher Pass, which is the Willow side. It is so beautiful there. I mean, especially when they open the road and you get to drive up the mountain on the other side. And this side, the Willow side, is typically covered with a lot of snow. So I don't think they even open the road until late July or early July was when the road opens to get up over the pass. And then you can drive up over, get up to the top of Hatcher Pass, and then you can drive down into Palmer on the other side. And I remember when I first came up here, I don't know why, but that was one of the things I did. I drove up it. I started to go up it in a minivan, and the road got really slippery and muddy. Wasn't a great idea. So I turned around and went out. But years later, I lived in a town called Houston, which is just south of Willow. And I had a Ford Bronco. It was lifted with big giant mud tires on it. And I used to go up that side of the mountain all the time. And one time I went up there, this old guy in a pickup truck, he was stuck. He slid off the road a little bit. So I pulled him out. And then he told me to follow him to his little camp that he had there. You know, he had to drive down into the creek and across the creek. Had water up to my doors. And then we got across the creek, and he's driving in front of me in a pickup truck with a lot lower tires. Everything was just regular pickup truck. So I had no problem at all worrying about getting through the water. We got to the other side, and we got to his camp. And he didn't have any other way to pay me, and I wasn't even asking for payment, but he gave me a little gold nugget. And I wish I saved it, because back then gold wasn't worth what it's worth now. I mean, that gold nugget, that one gold nugget could have been worth $500-600 now, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, Vanessa, I put them in a InstaVortex Plus air fryer. I set the temperature at, 260 for 17 minutes. And this was my trial run. Now, I cooked the yolk a little bit longer. So the next time I try it, I'm just going to drop that temperature down a minute, see how that turns out. And the main reason I want to do this is just for a simple way to make pickled eggs without having to sit there and wait for the water to boil. I can just pop them in the air fryer, send them on their way, for a little while, and then they're ready to go. And so far, I like it. The first one tasted great. The yolk was good. It was thoroughly cooked. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, that's just going to speed up my process, especially if I'm looking for, put more eggs in pickle brine. Now, pretty soon, I only use this pickle brine, and this is just leftover pickle brine from whatever pickles were in here. I only use this pickle brine 3 times for pickling eggs, because the eggs absorb a lot of the vinegar and everything else that's in here, and eventually it's just like it's sitting in water. So unless you make your own brine over again, but it's just a super fun, easy way of storing eggs and cooking eggs and having them ready to go for a snack, like at a moment's notice, because they'll just sit in there forever. Do you have a port near you for cruise ships? We do have a port here, but the port isn't exactly, I don't know if cruise ships come into the port, because the port of Anchorage is used mainly for shipping containers. I think I have seen a cruise ship pull in there, but I think it was because it needed to dock or fuel or something like that for a little while, and then they departed quickly. I'm not sure what that was about. So the nearest port that I know of would be Whittier, Alaska. That's south of Anchorage. It's really not that far, about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. And it all depends on what time you catch the tunnel, because there's a tunnel you have to drive through. and you have to pay a toll to get through the tunnel. It's a tunnel that takes you through the mountain in Whittier and takes you into the town of Whittier. And Whittier is really not a big town. There's not a lot there. Especially you just drive in a long road. There's a campsite off to the left when you get through the tunnel. The little park and recreation area over there. Not a whole lot. And then you drive down almost like along the water. And then all the boats that come in, there's a bunch of docks over there. I need to get in there sometime and do a video. But again, you got to have money. You got to have money to drive there. And then you got to have money to get through the freaking tunnel. And then you got to have money to do whatever you want to do when you're hanging out in Whittier. And there's not a lot to spend money on in Whittier. There's a couple food places, but it's not really what people would imagine. So it's like a little town where people dock their boats because it's pretty secluded from a lot of the weather from the open ocean. So it's a pretty safe place for people to dock their boats this time of year. And they'll rent a slip and come down like every weekend, jump in their boats and take off fishing and go halibut fishing or do something like that. Yes, I do vape. I don't wait for the water to boil. I put them in the pot and cover it with water. Then they come to a boil, shut them off and let them sit for 15 minutes. See, I don't disagree with you, Vicky, but I guarantee you if I did that, I'd have problems with my eggs because I don't know why that is. I've had a hard time just boiling eggs at times. You've been here for a lot of those. I really don't care. I mean, I don't want Biden back, so yes, I guess I do care. I definitely don't want Biden back. Biden needs to just take a flight and just stay overseas, move him to Ukraine where he belongs, because that's where he sent all his money to anyways. Well, actually, that's where he sent all our money to, is over there. That's like, thanks, very cool, easy peasy. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Now, depending on what type of air fryer you have, you're going to have to experiment with it. And that's where I made the mistake, is I thought I had the temperature and time memorized. Well, I had the time memorized, but I had the temperature on my first attempt 100 degrees too hot. So I started it with 15 eggs in there at 360 for 17 minutes and just turned them into rubbery mess. I couldn't eat them. It was horrible. So yeah, 260, 17 minutes, made a pretty decent egg, but it also cooked the yolk completely. Let's see, you look like Taylor Swift. That's awesome. Taylor Swift's kind of cool. Do you take long pulls on your vape, or I take short pulls? Yeah, I don't like to overdo it. I don't care too much for these, but for right now, this is really all I can afford just to curb the nicotine cravings I have. I like a regular vape tank with vape juice, and that costs a little bit of money. You got to pay extra for the battery and then the coils and stuff like that. So it is an extra cost. So these are a little bit cheaper and they last over a week. So it works out pretty good. I'll be trying to quit the vaping. I wish you luck. Quitting nicotine is hard. And the reason I do this is because I quit smoking traditional cigarettes somewhere in probably 3/4 of the way through my weight loss journey in the last year. I got rid of the traditional cigarettes, and this was the end result. I went for about 2 to 3 weeks with no nicotine at all. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't focus. Everything was a jumbled up mess in my head. I couldn't hardly talk without snapping at people. And that doesn't work when you're a truck driver and you have to associate with customers. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll just give in to at least this. And this was my solution. Now, I've tried the nicotine patches. I've tried the gum. All just corporate nonsense. Doesn't work for me. It's worked for some people, but it's kind of like weight loss. Not everybody figures out how to lose weight either. I just happened to figure it out. No, these don't really give me a buzz. When you first buy these, because it's really hard for them to regulate the amount of nicotine that comes through in a device like this just because of how it's delivered. So when you first buy it, you're getting a little bit more nicotine than you usually ask for. So it doesn't really give you a specific amount of nicotine. That's why they don't provide that information on the packaging anymore. So it is whatever it is. But it's not so bad because too much nicotine gives you hypertension. And that's where a lot of those vape products turned out to be dangerous, especially the gas station vapes that people used to buy, the tobacco store type vape products. I mean, I heard people were buying vape juice with like 32% nicotine in there. That's insane. I mean, it turns your face just blood red. Your vessels in your cheeks start popping out of your face, and it's not good. Hypertension's bad, especially when it's nicotine induced. Let's see, your beard is not bad, but it hides your dimple. That's funny. Can you show us a pic without the beard? I don't think I have a pic without the beard. I did shave it once a couple of years ago. I was trying to freak my kids out. It didn't work. I mean, they just looked at me with that, sideways look like, really, Dad? Why? Don't do that again. They like it. I typically shave it when it starts getting like this. So I don't shave it off, but I gotta kind of, because it's actually a lot longer than it looks. So I can go again. Hold on here. See if I can get it to do it. Oh no, it's not really gonna do it. It's about an inch shorter than I thought it was. But yeah, it'll do some crazy stuff. And there's a reason why I cut this part off here, because if I grow this section right here, it turns into this crazy thing growing off the side of my face, and I look like somebody from like 1800s. So that's why it is the way it is. And I haven't been able to figure out how to grow a mustache. Like, you know how those guys grow a mustache or it kind of curls up? Yeah, I haven't had the patience to try to do that yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, there are better ways than cigs, but I went from not smoking to these, so that's not good. Oh, okay. You went from not smoking to vapes. All right, that's a whole nother dilemma there. But I mean, when it's all said and done, nicotine, you can find nicotine in all kinds of vegetables. It's something most people don't talk about much. So the nicotine that comes in a majority of these products either comes from peppers or comes from potatoes. So they deliberately try to extract nicotine from different sources just to stay away from the tobacco companies, because vaping companies are basically in a battle with the tobacco companies. Even though they sell similar addictive products, they're still trying to get away. They're still trying to get away from traditional tobacco. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so many things out there to be addicted to, and this is the lesser of the evil, in my opinion. There's also those Zen pouches, which are helpful. They do kind of work, but I still have to question those. It's like, really? So I go from one addiction to another addiction to another addiction, and why don't I just stick with a lighter version of whatever addiction I have? Because I love food too. I love to eat. I eat a lot when I do eat. So this is why I also chose the carnivore diet, because I like to overeat. It's really hard to overeat meats and fats. So I think at most I can only stomach 4 quarter-pound burger patties. That's it, with cheese and a little bit of sauce, and that's it. So whatever the calories are there, I'm full. I don't have to eat again for the next 24 hours. I don't feel like I need to eat every 5 minutes. And when you're full of meats and fats, then you're just good to go for the whole day. If I do want a snack, I'll have a beef stick or something like that, and that works out. Do you know what is inside it? Yeah, we've taken these apart. There's really not a whole lot in here. So basically, the liquid just soaks into this like little cotton thing, and it's actually just kind of transfers over to where it actually kind of ignites it, if that makes sense, how the vape actually works. I like the traditional type vapes better, because I have had these type of vapes completely stripped down. I have made these at home. I've rebuilt all the coils by hand myself if I want to. When I started vaping, we didn't have stuff like this at that time. They were like little tiny, like pen-like devices that didn't last more than a couple of days. The batteries were horrible. Now these have, they got two 18650 batteries in there. This thing will last me all day if it's full. I think it's got enough juice in there. There's still a little bit of juice in there. I might be able to pull on that. Yeah, it's almost done. But there's so much more flavor in something like this. And there's also a lot more cloud production, which curbs your want to actually like smoke a cigarette. That's where these came in. And there was a process of learning, when these things first came out, because nobody knew the health risks or potential benefits, and we were all assuming. So we sent a lot of the products out to have tested at labs. I mean, I don't have that information anymore. But we sent out the cotton, we sent out the wires, we sent out vape juices that we liked and had them tested at labs to see, what potential toxins were in there, how you could get certain toxins that they claim. And the majority of the issues that they have with vapes is user error, but they don't say that when they're talking about these horrible claims of, all kinds of nasty chemicals that get in here. And it's not the nasty chemicals that get in here. It's the user holding this button too long. They hold that button too long. They overuse it. They run the tank dry, and then they're trying to overheat cotton and inhale it. Well, yeah, that's going to be carcinogenic at that time. You're going to be releasing stuff like formaldehyde or whatever they want to claim. That's how it works. But when they did those tests, they didn't explain that they were doing all of those tests under very extreme circumstances at temperatures so high that you wouldn't even be able to take a full puff. It's too hot. It's too hot. It would hurt your lungs. It would hurt your throat. You would automatically know there's something wrong the first time you tried to drag on it. I'm okay. I'm okay, Derek. Thank you for asking, though. I do love you guys for, worrying about me. Derek's kind of cool. He's new to the channel. I appreciate the new people that show up here that really have like really good concerns. Let's see. I did. I don't think there's enough in here. The batteries are charged up. You can turn it up a little bit. See if that helps. But yeah, there's like no juice in here. And the last thing you really want to do with these things is take a dry hit, because that's where all the cucka is. You don't want to have that. It tastes so good. Tastes good. Now, when the whole vaping scene started kicking off, I did notice a lot of people were, now the whole room's just, yeah, my wife hates it when I do that. But when the whole vaping scene first took off, there was a lot of people that were under the assumption that since they had a vape, they were going to actually eat less. Well, unfortunately for some people like myself, it actually triggered me to eat more. So that created a problem. That flavor there was like a vanilla. A vanilla custard. This one here it's just a geek bar. It's got strawberry banana. It's not too bad. I do like some of the new products that are out. I did check out a gas station vape down the road here, and that thing wasn't great. I think I threw it away. It was that bad. Now, I did vape on it until it was all gone, but the product didn't last as long as I thought it was going to. So I was disappointed there. But if you do vape, drink a lot of water, because vaping does dehydrate you. But yeah, the gas station vapes, I don't like those. I think they're like an inferior product. They don't use very good ingredients when it comes to making the juices for them. There was a guy online, he was taking a vape like this, not this particular kind here, but it had a way to, it's how they put it together. So like this one here, this part here comes off, all the computer stuff is right there, and they just slide it in and it snaps in place. That way you get access to all the buttons and stuff like that on the bottom. But this other one had a way to pull it apart down here, and he was actually refilling it. And I mentioned on his video about it. I was like, well, that might be okay for doing it once, but there's no way to get in here, clean the coil, inspect the cotton, and make sure everything is like really kosher in there, because the cotton doesn't last forever. The coils get dirty and junked up. And then once that happens, it's you don't want to use it. You don't want to inhale, nasty vape cucka or burnt cotton and stuff like that. That's how you get sick. I like the bigger one better. I've always liked, I used to drip. They call it dripping, and it's just, your coil, and you just make your own coil, and then you thread the cotton through it, and then you take the vape juice and you just drip it right onto that. You put the cap back on and inhale it. Not everybody knows what dripping is. It's the only reason why I'm explaining it. But that was how we got started, was with vapes that you could drip with. And then we had basically all a vape is a battery and a button. A battery and a button. And then it's a wire that's wrapped. You wrap a wire around, coil it around a couple times, get a specific ohm, and that'll help you get the temperature. But you just press the button, it heats the coil, it heats the cotton, it heats the juice, and then you get a vape. I mean, you can make this stuff in your shed or in your house. And that's what we used to do. Oh, just vape. I don't do THC type stuff. Now, let's see. Why are you doing the small one then? Because I don't have the money right now to go out and buy the juice or the coils to replace for that one. That's why. This is actually a lot cheaper and it lasts longer. So the juice for those up here in Alaska cost me about $60 for about 100 mils. And then the coils, I usually go through a pack of coils, which is another $20, $30. So now you're already into $90. And the coils will last me a couple of weeks. And then it's just an added expense. It's kind of a luxury type thing. Some people are just clueless. My guy. All right. Oh, how hot is your summer? Well, it all depends. So some summers aren't that hot, depending on the cloud cover. If you get a lot of cloud cover here in Alaska, it's not too awful warm. So then you're looking at temperatures of around 65 degrees to 75 degrees. Now, just because it says it's like 70 degrees outside, if there's no cloud cover and there's no shade to get behind, you're basically just cooking like an ant inside a tin can. It's just, the sun's just beaming down on you all day long. And then it's the surface temperature that becomes the issue, more so than the outside ambient temperature at that point. And since Alaska doesn't have a lot of humidity, it feels different than it would, say, in like in Florida, Georgia, or the Midwest, in places like Missouri or the Kansas City area. It's a lot more humid down there than it is up here. In theory, not in theory, but people tend to call this the frozen desert, because that's kind of how it is up here. Let's see. Some people are. I already read that. Yeah, it seems. Yeah, I seen that on YouTube. I'll say, why are you doing the small one? Okay, do you? Or just vape THC? I don't do THC. Wish I was an Alaskan too. It's not hard to do. You just got to get here. I mean, if you don't live in this country, you just come in through the southern border and you kind of go anywhere you want from there, I guess. That's kind of how it's been working lately for other people. You can hardly breathe. All right. Just checking to see who else was saying stuff through the comments up here. Zins are the worst blood pressure wise because people go crazy with them. I've seen people take 15 plus of them in a day. Ooh, that's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. 15 plus in a day. Now, the whole Zen pouch thing, it's kind of like a tobacco pouch, but it's not tobacco. And it's got some flavor in it, so you might have like a mint type flavor. But you're only supposed to like leave it in your mouth for a maximum, I think, of like 2 hours. But you're not supposed to put it in your bottom lip. And that's where I naturally want to put them, because they're similar. They feel similar to like a Copenhagen pouch. And that's typically where I put them, is like down here. But with Zen pouches, and this comes with reading the directions, you're supposed to put them in the upper lip. And when you put them in the upper lip, it feels like you got something on fire, like up against the gum line. I did not like that at all. It felt better down here in the bottom lip, so that's usually where I used them. And then it tended to work pretty decent down here. But yeah, it was too much putting it in the top there. The cops are coming, buddy. I haven't seen them yet. They know where I live. Yeah, they all know where I live, because I've had to help them with some situations here in the neighborhood with people overdosing, and it's kind of a pain in the butt when people close to you, in close proximity, like to do too many drugs. Yeah, that's a horrible thing. Have fun while it lasts, big man. Yeah, we are. We're having good times. Heavy pockets. Heavy pockets. He called the cops on me. I'm not sure. Probably for my dog. What did my dog do? My dog didn't do anything. Did he go in here? Who's 13? Who in the world are you talking about? Okay, we got idiots in the room. There's always one of those. Somebody talking about, that's some real nonsense there, guy. All right. I am used to getting trolls that come through here randomly. They like to come through and do some stuff. Please come home. You got beans and bologna? Joe. I knew that was coming. That was the next thing coming. You were probably like typing that up as fast as you could. I don't know if you caught one of my live streams there. I went to my buddy's house and I was trying to get him to do that. That was fun. We took a little run around his camper that he's building, and he's trying to fix it up for summertime. So good night, all. Bedtime in the UK. Hey, good night there, Eccentrus. Eccentrus B is going to bed in the UK. You like the airflow on it? I got it turned down. It's like, maybe it's turned down. Is it turned? My wife likes to mess with them too. Let's see, that's wide open. I don't like wide open. It's not enough restriction, so I like a little bit of restriction. So there's a little tiny pull to it. Family from Houston. All right, on there. You live in Texas? That was one of those cities I had a hard time driving in Houston when I was trucking down there, because you got people in all different lanes doing like 35, and then you got the people running 85, 90, and then you got the people that don't know where the heck they're going because there's 12 different lanes and the exits take off in different directions. So if you don't know exactly which lane to be in, you're kind of messed up, and it makes life very hard. Hey there, Lisa. I appreciate you jumping in. Yeah, we started off the live stream where I had the air fryer going today. I put 3 eggs in there because I screwed up 15 eggs the last time I tried it because I set the temperature too high. So what we did today is we took our trusty air fryer over there. I put 3 eggs in there, turned the temperature way down to 260, and I ran it for 17 minutes. And it gave me these wonderful eggs for pickling. And the inside was had a pretty good, a little bit too cooked yolk, but it was still good. So I think 16 minutes at 260 will work really good for the air fryer I have. Love the responses to my city. Which city you in? Now introducing her to me. Yeah, I don't really rip on it too hard there, Kate. I just kind of give it a nice little puff. I do like with these things here, I don't do a straight lung hit like I would with the other vape. And you're coming in. You want some attention. You're like, Dad, why are you talking to this telephone like all day long? Give me some love. You want kitty hugs? You gonna back out? I think she wants the harness on so she can go outside. She sees sunshine out there. I should probably take my cat outside. Let's see. You know the lag Lisa has. Can I get the admin thing as well, please? No, I just don't hand out admin things. Admin things are those people that have been around, I've talked to on the sidelines, sometimes in emails, private messages, and stuff like that. And okay, that's all right. So how is Lisa doing today? Is you doing okay? Because yeah, I've been having a struggle here lately because like I said, I have hit a plateau with my weight loss. I'm not too worried about it. But you know, Carnivore Stork, she was nice enough. She sent me this in the mail, stained glass picture, nice little message on the back. And this is going in my postcard collection. I'm super thankful for Carnivore Stork and her little gift for my family's YouTube postcard collection. That's something I started not too long ago, and hopefully I can get some more postcards in the mail. That was all that was in my mailbox this week. I was like, wow, that's it. I'm okay with that. I was hoping to see more postcards because I've had a lot of people say they were sending stuff. I am waiting for some packages to come from overseas because I have one some sort of raffle on somebody else's YouTube channel. They were sending me something in the mail. Just some little trinkets and knickknacks, I believe, are attached in that one. You're doing good, feeling much better, ready to go refocus. I wish you luck there. I know the struggles, especially when life happens. I mean, if you have family issues or anything like that, it's just part of it. And focusing on fasting and weight loss, becomes harder and harder and harder, with the more just random issues we tend to bump into at times. So it just don't sweat the little things. Deal with it when everything calms down. Then you can get back on plan, whatever plan you want to be on. Because I debated it too when I first got started on the carnivore diet. I was like, do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? Do I really want to go through life without eating traditional pizza or, having a hot dog inside a bun or eating tacos? Do I really want to do that for the rest of my life? Am I going to do that? And the further I go along, the more satisfied I am. Now, does that mean I will never eat another traditional slice of pizza? Well, I probably will at some point, but I'll probably regret it too after the fact, because I know they make me feel like trash. And I don't like feeling like trash, so I tend to avoid things that make me feel horrible. No, Kate, I'm sorry. I don't just give those out. Yeah. See you there, Kate. It's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Right now, the rest of my family wants to do carnivore. Hey, that's fine. Help them out. Help them out. Help them understand how it works. I mean, you've been around the carnivore community long enough, Lisa. Hopefully, you got a little bit of insight to help them out, because getting started is hard. It was hard for me. I think you were there for a lot of my beginning struggles. It wasn't easy for me to get to this point, and I'll never say I'm 100% carnivore. There's no possible way I can honestly say that, because I might, want some fruit. I might want a pickle. I might want some vegetables once in a while. But 98% is better than no percent. Because when I started, I was only doing 90%. And that was it. I was like, okay with 90%. I was getting a lot of benefits, but it was confusing. So when I was trying to dial in a lot of other issues, I had a hard time, because I was adding in just whatever for my extra 10%. Sometimes it was carbs, sometimes it was sugar related. And it made it really, really hard for me to figure out what was making me inflamed or irritable or stuff like that. So when I dialed it back and got more serious, things started improving pretty rapidly. Oh, my kitty. My kitty's over here cleaning herself. All right, I want to thank everybody that dropped in for today's live stream. The egg hack was a success, and I'm going to be finding out where my family is and hopefully trying to meet up with them here in a little bit. And we're going to get on with this holiday weekend, and hopefully we have a good weekend. I hope everybody else is enjoying their weekend for this Memorial Day. Lisa, I appreciate you dropping in as well. You're always extremely helpful, and you're always welcome to say anything you want, because this is what this is about. Just connecting with one another from around the world. And hey, Lisa, can you send me a postcard? Please send me a postcard. The address is attached to the description section of the video. So you can click the 3 dots above, hit the like button, whatever. That helps us out. And God bless everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. All right. Take care, Lisa. I saw that.